All right, so now let's talk about how you should prepare for a steering committee meeting. So let's just say that for a steering committee meeting, the main thing you need to prepare is a set of slides containing the various points you would want to discuss with the members during the meeting. For example, your presentation should contain a slide outlining the project progress, for example. So this slide is going to explain where you are in the project schedule. You can have another slide that will talk about the cost update. On that slide, you will show the evolution of the project costs. You will show the difference between the planned cost and the actual cost being absorbed in the project. You can talk about the major project accomplishments. This is where you can show how great you are, that the project is moving forward and that the various deliverables are being produced. And another slide that was going to be, what are the works in progress as well as what are the next steps. So on that particular slide, you will show what are the tasks that are in progress, but also what are the next steps of the project. So in order to give an idea on where the project is heading, and you may also want to include deadlines on that particular slide, as well as the people responsible for the different tasks being completed. And then you can also have a slide on key issues and risks. Every project has issues and risks that occur, that you can control, but they may occur or may not. But you should talk about these issues and risks to the steering committee members. And on that particular slide, you will discuss these issues and risks that are likely to prevent the project from moving in the right direction. So the goal here during a steering committee meeting is going to be to use the same agenda structure for each meeting. Okay, you can have all these slides. You will use them for every meeting because using the same agenda structure in each meeting makes it easier for participants to follow. You can also create additional slides for topics that require more detailed explanations. For example, you might add a slide that includes a detailed cost structure for the project, and if the steering committee asks for more details on the cost, you simply skip to that slide in question. Okay, so that's how you prepare for a normal steering committee meeting. Then let's talk about how you should prepare for a steering committee meeting that requires a decision from the steering committee members. So as a project manager, when you want the steering committee to make a decision during a meeting, additional preparation on your part is necessary. For example, you may ask the steering committee for a budget increase, like $20,000, for example, to implement a different but better solution than the one originally planned. In such a case, you will need to prepare a slide, for example, outlining what will the additional budget be used for, what are perhaps the advantages, disadvantages of taking the more expensive option, what are the implications for the project. And here my advice would be to also include some visuals such as graphics or infographics to make your point. And once you have the slides ready, you can send these slides to the steering committee members at least 1 week before the next meeting. And sending these slides in advance will give the committee members time to review the topic. They can have internal discussions and prepare for the decision. So you cannot expect the committee members to make an immediate decision without having sufficient time. So that's why you have to send the slides in advance for them to have an idea of what they're going to be discussing during the meeting that day. So in general, it is not necessary to distribute your slides before a meeting. If it is a normal meeting, it's not necessary. But it is often recommended that you do so only if a decision is to be made during the meeting. Okay, so that's it for how you should prepare for a steering committee meeting, be it a normal meeting or a meeting where a decision has to be made by the committee members.